Hello and welcome to Sensibly Frugal Living. Today I have 3 meals for you that are £2.50 or under. My first meal is a very basic mushroom soup. The mushrooms are 90p, the potatoes 24p, the onions 12p, the evaporated milk was 59p. So that came to £1.85, and I'm just assuming you have salt and pepper in your cupboards. And yeah, this is what I'm rolling with for this £2.50 or under meal. I'm also going to assume you have something to fry in, whether it be oil or butter or similar, and let's get prepping this. So you want to heat up a splash of oil in your pan, and I have just coarsely chopped everything because it's going to be blitzed at the end with the hand blender. So I've just diced the potatoes, chunked up the onions and sliced the mushrooms, and when the oil is heated I'm going to add in the onions and mushrooms first. So I'm just going to fry these down, make them all soft, and it releases the flavour. The potato is optional, you don't have to add it, but I think it just thickens it up a little bit and makes it a little bit more filling. So I'm just going to continue frying these off until they're all soft and just fried down a little bit, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, I think that's cooked down enough for that. And what I do now, sorry it's really loud, is I add in the potatoes. I then add in boiled water, and I make sure everything is covered. So let me see. Maybe a tad more, and then I'm just going to simmer everything until the potatoes are nice and soft. This is also the point where you add in your salt and pepper to taste. You can add any other seasonings if you wanted to. Like I said, this is my simple mushroom soup and it's just the way I like it. So this is going to simmer away, and when it's ready to be blended I will show you that stage. The house already smells so nice, guys. I can't wait for this. I'm a mushroom fan. If you do not like mushrooms, do not eat this. But if you do love mushrooms, then try this, and a couple of slices of bread and butter per person isn't going to break the bank either. It will still be around, I'd say, the £2.50 mark. So yeah, this is a very budget friendly family meal. Everything is cooked now. I'm going to blitz it all together, and this is where the evaporated milk comes in. So I use this to make it creamy. It's cheaper than cream. If you don't use it all, because I don't use it all, I sort of eyeball it. What I don't use, I put in the fridge, and I have it as milk for my tea. So because I like a sweet tea, you can use it for tea or coffee. So I'm just going to get this blitzed together. So this is the blitzed mushroom soup. I'm just going to add a bit of the evaporated milk. Start with that. Just make sure it's fully mixed in. So I just added a little bit more of the evaporated milk, and this is like the right tasting consistency that I prefer. Oh, it smells so good. This is so good and so cheap to make. Lots left over. I'm going to store this in the fridge because I'm going to have it again for dinner, and my husband might have some of it, but right now I really want this with some bread and butter. That's more like it. I hope you like this meal, guys. If you're a mushroom fan, definitely try it. Today we're having pasta. This pasta is 42p. The tuna is 55p. The onion and garlic pasta sauce was 69p, and I've got about 50p's worth of the cheese. About that. Obviously the cheese is optional, so you can just have this. You can also add in a tin of sweet corn. Little tin of sweet corn I think is 49p, but obviously if you've got the freezer stuff in bulk, that's better. I'm just showing what you get. Obviously we're not going to use all this pasta, but I want to include the cost of buying this pasta as a whole. So we are having the cheese tonight because my children won't eat it with sweet corn in it. And I'm not doing like a tuna pasta bake because my kids don't like it like that. They say it goes like stodgy. They like it when it's a little bit more watery, not watery, but you know what I mean, liquidy. So yeah, you can also shove this in the oven and bake it, but I'm just going to show you what we're doing tonight. So I've just quickly added this up. It's £2.26 and I've put that as 60p worth of cheese. So yeah, £2.26 for this meal to feed a family of 4. So when the pasta's pretty much cooked, I pour the sauce in. Got to keep this jar. My children do crafts with the jars. But at this point you can also add the tuna in. But I have a fussy child, my eldest, does not like the tuna in. She'll have a tuna pasta with a mayonnaise, but not with a tomato sauce. So this saves me cooking, like, because I won't cook loads of different meals for different people. This is like one meal, but I can adapt it so both my children will eat it. So I'm just going to heat all this sauce through and then I'm going to spoon hers out. Like I said, I could, you know, put this in the casserole dish and top it with the cheese and bake it and make it look all nice and Instagram worthy, but that's not my life, guys, and I'm here to show you my life. This is quick, it's going to get eaten. Like I said, my children don't really like the cheese like on the top or any crispy bits of pasta that's been baked. They just prefer it with a bit more liquid, and it's quicker for me when I've had a busy work day. So I'm just showing you what we do, but you can adapt it. That's my daughter's tea ready. This is how she likes it, and this is her favourite meal. If you ask her, this is her favourite meal, plain and simple. So she's going to have that, and I'm going to get on with cooking the rest of our meal. So at this point I add the tuna in. Get that all fully combined for the rest of us. Just adds a bit more summon. And we put our cheese in. We like it like melted through. The rest of us, my daughter just likes a very small sprinkling on top. She's not a huge fan of melted cheese. I mean, she loves a pizza, but you know what it's like. So just gonna get that cooked through and I'm gonna add the cheese. This is more like it. Tuna, cheesy, mind the steam. Tuna, cheesy, tomatoey pasta. And it's very much like what a pasta bake is. It's just not got the crusty, crispy, cheesy bits on the top. But like I said, it gets eaten when it's like this, not if I've baked it. So save me putting it in the oven and using that electricity as well. And you can add in, like I said, sweet corn. If you've got some odds and ends of broccoli, peas, anything like that, put in what your family will eat. This is what the final meal looks like with the tuna and cheese added in, and this is our less than £2.50 meal to feed my family of 4. The third and final budget meal is a hot dog and baked bean casserole, or that's what we call it. The hot dogs are 70p, the beans are 28p, the potatoes are 79p. I'm actually only going to be using 3 of these. We've used one of them, but 79p for the pack of 4. Chopped tomatoes were 45p and the onion was 12p. So that came to £2.34, I believe. This is a super easy to make, family friendly meal. You can leave out the onion altogether or use onion powder, whatever you like, so that your children eat it. But this is a perfect belly filler. The first thing you want to do is peel and chop your potatoes and get them boiling ready for the mashed potato that's going to top this casserole. You also want to chop up your onion and chop up your hot dogs into like little bite-sized pieces. So I'm only using one of each, the beans and the chopped tomatoes. If you have a large family, just double up. You double up on everything. You can even bulk it out with things like sweet corn. I'm just doing the basics now because I'm actually freezing mine into portions. So I've got a stock in the freezer, and I'll probably serve them with corn on the cob, like just on the side. So there will be vegetables served with this, but you can add yours in. If I was going to do this now for tea tonight, I would make it in a large casserole dish and then top it with a potato, maybe a bit of cheese on top if I wanted to, pop it in the oven for about 20 minutes. But I'm not doing that, so I'm not adding the cheese. I'm just going to freeze it in portions. I have these to use. I normally use my just plastic tubs, but I got these, I think I paid 79p each. They were on offer, so I grabbed them as I thought they'd be very, very handy for the freezer and for reheating. So that's what I'm going to freeze mine in today. If your family like mushrooms, also you could bulk it out with mushrooms. Anything to make it stretch on a budget will work well, or just like double up on everything. But yeah, this is a budget recipe. I can feed my family of 4. One big casserole dish. I'll see how many of these I get, and that will depend on when I reheat them, how much vegetables I just put on the side. Even a bit of garlic bread on the side will stretch this so much further. I'm heating a little oil in a saucepan. I'm going to pop in the onions and the hot dogs, and I'm going to cook it until the onions are soft. Now all I'm going to do is add in the tomatoes, chopped tomatoes and the beans, and cook it through. And that, I would say, is the majority of the work done. Just going to cook this right through now. Okie dokie, so the potatoes mashed, the bean and hot dog mixture is cooked through, and I am now going to fill these with the mixture and put the potato on the side, I think. Like I said, if I was to do this in the oven, like straight away, I would put it in a casserole dish and layer the potato on top. And there we go, guys, that's 4 meals from my freezer. Like I said, that would easily feed 4 people if you did it in a casserole dish. I'm probably going to do these maybe with sweet corn on the side, or these could even be a lunch. So these are going in my freezer, and these cost me £2.34. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. You're all welcome here in the Sensibly Frugal Living community. Catch you next time.